Hi, fellow birdies! Welcome back to another edition of SongByrd's Eating Show. This time with a special guest, Grandpa.
Again.
So hi guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Crystal, I'm your host, and you're watching another edition of SongByrd's Eating Show. In today's video, I have brought back my grandpa, as many of you requested. We're visiting family right now, and I wanted to see him again, because we're going to be leaving pretty soon, but hey, I'm glad to have the opportunity to always hang out and chat with him.
Well, I tried to get back from the mountains and...
It was just recently Christmas, and he was spending some time with his daughters and stuff, so he just came back a few days ago.
First time in years. No, second time in years, in 20 years.
Ooh.
Really?
Did it snow up there?
We had a skiff, and about 2 hours later, it was gone. But the thing about it is, it started raining.
It started raining? Well,
Yeah.
that pond didn't get flooded, did it?
No, the yard got a little mushy. Because it's sitting on an underground stream. I don't know how deep it is.
Yeah, you told me there was a well last time. Okay.
Okay.
But okay, guys, today we're having something a little bit different. It is fast food again, but we have decided to have a favorite of my grandpa's, and it was also a favorite of my grandma's as well when she was alive. I would always go to Crystal's all the time. It's a fast food chain that sells these little White Castle burger-like sandwiches and good fries, and I remember going to you guys really often a lot, and I'd get like chicken salad and apple pie, I remember that, and it was like really, really good stuff. So I thought I would share that memories with you guys, and we'd eat Crystals. So he's got 3 chickens, fries, and I got 2 2 double Crystals and fries. So you ready?
Ready?
Let's eat.
All right.
So there's mine.
There's mine.
I remember always Mamaw saying that they had the best fries.
That's why we went to get the best fries. The one she liked.
That's the only place she'd eat fries from. She wouldn't want to eat fries anywhere else. They're good. So yeah, she'd always have all these doctor's appointments, and I would tag along with them. My dad was a firefighter for 27 years. I often went over there to spend the night with them when he went to work, even, up into my teen years, and I would go with you guys to the doctor's appointments and stuff, and all that. Those doctor's appointments were always rough on her. I'm telling you, she would get steroid shots, and they would help for a while, but then, be back downhill again.
It was not good.
Yeah. So, yeah, she had to go to her quite often, but, doctors were saying that she would only live so much longer, like a few months, and boom, it turns out, hey, she lived a few more years, so we're really lucky to have, been able to have her as long as we did. Now, Papaw, he's got some good memories with Crystals, don't you? Tell us about that. Like, back in the day, how much were Crystal sandwich burgers?
Cheeseburger. Cheeseburgers. Just plain hamburgers for a nickel. 5 cents. Then they went to 10.
And now they're like...
And then they went to 15.
And now they're like, I think, $1 a piece or something.
I don't know. Well, 3 Crystal chicks and fries was like, last time I checked, or last time I ate there, was like four something, almost $5. That's 3 chicks fries and small drink. That was like $5.
Now I got this meal here. The 3 chicks, small fries for you, medium for me, 2 2 double crystals, and then I got an orange juice, chicken nuggets for Evan. It was about $20.
In other words, they done went up again.
Yep. They also got this 5 for 5 deal, like on the list of items here, you pick one of each of these items, you get it for $5, so maybe I'll just do that next time, I don't know.
No, that'd be, that's what you should have got this time, for. You know, it could have been about just a fine, same.
But it's just I was so hungry, I wanted to get the double McChrystal burgers here.
Oh.
I haven't had Crystals in many years.
It's been about a year since I've been down to Crystal.
So when did you first start going there? Like, how old were you?
When I first started working construction in 59.
Well, 1959, so you were in your mid-20s at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in 1934, so yep, those were the days.
Well, back then, a gallon of gas was 15 cents.
That is cheap. And now here I am paying, $2.30 a gallon, although it was worse a few years ago,
Well, yeah, I could fill up my car gas with $3, and that was a 18 and 20 gallon tank back then.
Yeah, it's like now it costs as much per gallon as it did to fill up your tank. That gas is just awful too.
That's me.
But remember that time a few years ago when it was like $3 a gallon and it was creeping up to $4 a gallon? I mean, guys, this is definitely not cheap.
Well, I was up there about 80 miles below Knoxville. I filled up, I had a half tank. I put $41 worth in to fill up for half a tank.
Unless you got a truck that's really fuel efficient, those trucks take a lot of gas because they got 4 miles per gallon,
Well, I made it from up there to 150 something miles on a quarter of a tank, a little over a quarter of a tank.
I swear, guys, if you're looking to save money, just be sure to get a fuel-efficient car, because otherwise, you're going to be out a lot of money.
Really?
I do not understand these days. It's like the oil companies and stuff are charging too much per barrel for oil. It was almost got to the point a few years ago we couldn't afford it. Like, even during that time when I was, first started dating Chuck in 2012, I remember there was a couple of times I couldn't see him because I didn't have enough money saved up for gas. Either that, my dad felt badly enough for me, he would lend me some extra money. I swear, there would be times that I didn't go, and I'd go for a few weeks without seeing him at that point. But, I had to do what I had to do.
Back in 90, 91 and 92, I went to work for the hospital at $5 an hour.
That was minimum wage back then?
I don't know what that minimum wage was, but I had run out of a job. They had moved almost into Chattanooga, but I didn't want to drive up there and back. And I went to work with the hospital for $5 an hour. I dropped $5. From $10, I dropped back down to $5.
Well, I think back then that's what minimum wage was, and now it's like 7 something an hour. This hasn't gone up very much over the years.
Not much.
Nope. I said I've never had a job except for YouTube, and right now my channel's got 77,000 subscribers. You know, it's gonna have been 3 years next month since I started doing this job. 3 years, guys. 3 years. How long did you work at the hospital?
9.5 years.
9.5 years. Wow.
Mama got sick, and I went ahead and retired. I semi-retired. I worked part-time. And she got worse. And I went ahead and cut it off. Went full-time.
Right.
In other words, I quit working to take care of her.
She really needed it those last few years. Was that around the time that my real Papaw moved in with you guys for a few months or a few years? Was it around that time that you quit? What year was that? 2000 and he passed away in 2002. I'm just trying.
98. $1998.
1998.
We took him out of
I would have only been
assisted
about.
living.
I would have only been
He had
about.
a stroke, and they put him in the hospital. We took him out of rehab.
Yeah.
We kept him 4.5 years.
Yeah, my Papaw didn't have a really good time in that rehab. They never put your folks in nursing home, guys. You never know what they're gonna do to your folks. Try to take care of them as long as you can. What was the best moment of your life? What was the best moment of your life? Just curious. Like, what was the happiest moment of your life?
Getting back in the United States.
Getting from Korea?
Getting off that ship.
I'd like to know more about that. What all happened in Korea?
No, huh?
You fired the artillery, and
It was an 196 field artillery.
there's somebody who commented that their grandpa worked in the 10th Artillery or something like that, or maybe it was the 9th Division. That he might have known him, but I don't know what his name was.
I doubt it.
I don't know. We don't know.
Because we were up on the DMZ zone all the time. I went down to Seoul, South Korea, one time. We went down that morning, and about 12 o'clock, I drove the boys back to the outfit. They was all mushy, drunk. Oh well. But getting out of Korea and getting back to the United States and getting out of the service.
Were you married at that time, or had you still hadn't got married yet?
No.
Where did you meet? What was her name? Mildred. Your first wife. Where did you meet her?
At a truck stop.
Truck stop.
At that time, she was a waitress in the truck stop. Back then, there was no 4-lane highways. It was all 2 lanes.
It was all 2 lane. That's before they built the interstates and stuff.
That before they was building them. Right now, going through Knoxville, from the airport to Knoxville is about 12 miles. Okay, it was 2-lane road. You had to go downtown to go on the other side of Knoxville.
They didn't have those roundabouts and stuff. You had to drive right through there.
You had to go downtown.
I just can't imagine how long it would have taken to travel from Chicago to Huntsville here for, when my dad moved here in 63. Because they had to take 2-lane, roads all the way here.
From Chicago to here, back then, it'd take you about 18 hours.
Well, and that's if you kept driving. You drive slow, you might want to stop somewhere for the night. Whereas if you go there now, it takes about a third of that time. You can probably get to Chicago in about 7 to 8 hours if you leave from here.
If you hit the interstate, Interstate 75,
65.
From 75 into Knoxville, you hit 65 into Knoxville, you hit 75 into Chicago.
Okay, so there is a 75.
The road, they changed the numbers on them. Oh well. My uncle and his wife moved from Georgia, Atlanta, to Chicago. So I wasn't want to go up and visit him. Me and another boy, we hitchhiked through Knoxville into Chicago. It took us about 14 hours. And back then, you could pretty well get a good ride. People were real courteous then. But nowadays...
Now it's like, I was waiting to get out from Crystal's for about 5 minutes because traffic was so bad and nobody stopped, to let me out even after, the light was red. It's right next to a red light. I mean, there's still some people out there who do that, but, there's not quite as many courteous people, now as there were back then. Of course, if I was driving, I would, and if I noticed a situation, I would stop. I mean, I'm just a polite person.
Well, I have come up to a red light. There'd be 3 or 4 cars behind me. And the car over there turning left. There wasn't but one, maybe 2 of them. I'd flip my lights and let him go through. Well, because if I didn't, there'd be three other cars behind me. He'd be sitting there until the red light turned red again.
It's like, it also, when you're riding a bicycle, or if your, taillights or signal lights aren't working in a car, you're supposed to use, like, hand signals, like, hang your hand out the window, stuff like that. So, that's, of course, if they're not working. Well, I don't. It's just not something they really want to do or focus on.
Not really. I don't.
When did you learn how to drive? Like, how old were you? I was 19. When I got my driver's license. I was a late bloomer.
I was about really when I got my driving license, I was 21.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You got
After I
one.
come out of service. But I learned to drive when I was about 10 or 12.
Why so early?
I was driving a tractor on the farm.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. You were driving those tractors.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's why I learned how to drive.
well, how big was the farm?
100 acres
100. Wow.
or more. My grandfather had a 100-acre farm.
What was his name?
And
William? I think
William
his name
Cliff.
William. Well,
Uh,
I've done his family tree a little bit for him, and I was trying to
And-
remember.
cousin, distant cousins, was the Sloans. And they had 3 farms, I think. And all together was about 400 acres.
I'm telling you, they owned really big farms back in the
Well,
day.
actually they run the store.
What kind of store was it? Was it just a general pawn shop or something?
No, not
General.
That was food, clothing, stuff like that. Put a peddling truck, put food and stuff on the truck and take it out and go around in the country. I drove.
Drove.
We buy eggs, $10, 10 cents a dozen. 10 cents for 12 eggs.
And now these days you have to pay $1.
$3 a dozen.
Now you have to pay about $1.80 or 50 for 12 eggs. So it's really gone up over the years.
Over there where I'm at in Harvest, they're selling eggs about a half mile from the house. $3 a dozen.
Are you talking about at that Publix?
No, this is out from the house.
I would imagine
You go to
paying,
Publix, you can get it, but they're not.
I would imagine we're paying that much for if you're buying like organic eggs or something, not regular eggs, because that's
Well,
ridiculous.
the house, from the house, the organic eggs.
Right, that's what
Plain.
my dad gets. He gets the organic egg, brown, the organic brown ones. There used to be a neighbor that lived right across from their house, Mamaw and Papaw's house, and she's still alive. Her 3 sisters.
I still do work for them.
Yeah, he still does work for him. Lena, Selma, and what was the third one's name? Wilma, or you got Lena, Selma,
and Willie Mae.
Willie Mae. And they were 3 old ladies, and they would always come over every once in a while. They had chickens, and they would bring Mamaw some freshly brown laid chicken eggs, and it was really nice of them. They did a lot of good things for her. They were like her best friends.
Like I say, they were.
I'm just surprised they're still
grain-fed.
alive. I'm just surprised they're still alive. I mean, I haven't seen them in years.
Lena, she's 86.
What?
Willie Mae be 84. Selma will be 74.
So she's the baby. She was always a baby. I was always thinking Willie Mae was the baby for some reason. I don't know why, but
Huh?
I was
Lena?
always.
No, Lena's the oldest.
No, I'm talking about Willie Mae.
Oh, Willie Mae?
I
She's
thought
the middle one.
She's the middle one. Okay.
Middle daughter.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like we thought about that. Is there anything else we want to talk about real quick?
Well, that's enough.
He always jokes around everybody and says, that's enough, or, that's fine with me. It's like, I still remember in that last video that you did with me, you were talking about how you always joked around with everybody and stuff like that. Like, you always said, if he ain't nice to nobody, ain't no reason to, say anything to him, because, like, if you got hate, just keep it bottled up in you. Nobody wants to see that, just be nice to people. I mean, there's no better feeling than making someone else happy.
Put it like this, it takes one muscle to smile. And it takes 7 to frown.
It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. I think actually it takes about 11 or 13 muscles to frown. And it takes about 6 or 7 to smile. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up.
One muscle.
One muscle to smile.
To smile. Really?
I feel cheesy making those faces.
You want to bite of my chicken?
No, I'm stuffed full of meat, thank you.
I'm getting there.
He's a slow eater, guys. He doesn't eat as much as he used to back in the day. Like, I remember those breakfasts that I made for you guys. We would always, microwave the bacon. You would eat 3 scrambled eggs with salt. And you'd always use equate sweetener in your coffee. Mamaw would use one of those coffee pots. I forget what they call it. Percolator. It's an old-fashioned coffee pot. And she would always like her eggs fried, but make sure, the whites are done. So I saw her, cook several times, and I eventually, took over and made breakfast for you guys. And it wouldn't be complete without the slices of tomatoes or biscuits. So we had a good, regular Southern country breakfast. And those were always great memories. And she would always put milk in her coffee. It's just... I still remember all the details. I still do. It's,
Until next time.
Hey, that's my line. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to click the red button down below to subscribe, like the video, give it a thumbs up, and also turn on the bell for notifications. And I hope I can bring them back for another video, but I don't get to come here often, but we will see, and hopefully it'll come true. But one thing I wanted to mention real quick, you guys, I should have made this a 10K celebration video, but I'll go ahead and mention it now. This channel recently surpassed 10,000 subscribers as of yesterday, so I really want to appreciate and thank you guys for that. It really means a lot. I wasn't expecting that to happen, and I'll try to get around to making a special celebration video. I don't know what yet, but we'll think of something, won't we? But alright, love you guys. We'll see you next time. This is Crystal, and this is my Papaw Elmer, and we're signing off. Bye, fellow pretties.